The loudest voices in the Democratic Party are very overtly anti-crypto, right? But we were saying, what are you doing? Like, why would you do that? The reality is that the more the Republicans become vociferously in favor of this technology, the more you look out of touch, or you look like you're hostile to something that is actually like a movement that is growing and growing and growing. I mean, I should note, right, Bob, that 20% of Americans, and this is of likely voters across all demographics, hold crypto. Not a lot of crypto, but a little bit of crypto, enough to say—
Whether they're registered Democrats, Republicans, or independents, it's 20% across all of them.
That's exactly right. Old, young, black, white, rural, urban, like 20% across all demographics hold crypto to some degree. And it's a wild number, 1 in 5. 1 in 5 is pretty wild, right? So when you think about that, you're like, are you sure it's not your constituents? So it really comes down to, do you want to be seen as a party that is taking a stance, a political stance on a technology, period? Or do you actually want to be a party that is attempting to comprehend and wrestle with the reality that this thing is not going away, and it actually is beneficial to people in your districts and your constituents who are engaging with it, whether you know it or not? The reality is that if you're a criminal and you are using crypto, you're an idiot, okay? Because it is extremely traceable. And in fact, if you talk to people at FinCEN, at DOJ, at the FBI, they're like, yeah, like we can literally see when something moves from a wallet to another wallet. We can track the movement of the money. We know exactly where it is, where it's going. And so the reality is, yes, that you can use anything for nefarious purposes, right? Cash remains the number one private, secret way for criminals to do business is pallets of cash. Because at the end of the day, it's really hard to trace cash. It is very easy to trace cryptocurrency on a blockchain. It is shockingly easy, in fact.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? It's more anonymous in some ways, but also more transparent all at the same time.
No question about it. In terms of like the scams and whatnot, that's horrible, right? The same way someone will go onto Facebook and create a fake profile and catfish someone and steal their bank account information, people are doing the same thing using crypto. But the problem there isn't the form factor, I would argue. It's not that crypto makes that easier, right? It's that those are terrible people and they're using a different method for doing something they've been doing for a long time. I will also say and credit a lot of the exchanges and people in the industry who've done a lot of education about how do you fight scams? What do you do if this happens? How do you notify people? How do you prevent this from happening? If you open a wallet at any of the major exchanges, you're going to see a pretty significant work stream that's educating you about how to keep that information secure and safe.